Welcome to Info Hub for Monday, August 13. The story is making the headlines. Natural Resources Fund to be established for oil and gas revenues. Public Infrastructure Ministry sets record straight on New Demerara River Bridge. Youths honored for contributions and achievements at National Youth Awards. Healthcare professionals training to work with adolescent pregnant mothers. And Guyana Amazon warriors suffer first defeat at the hands of the Barbados Tridents. And now for the details. Government will be establishing a natural resource fund to invest the revenues to be obtained from oil and gas. In this report, Stacey Carmichael outlines the importance of the fund and its operation as outlined in a green paper laid in the National Assembly on August 8.
The Green Paper captures key issues for consideration and includes mechanisms to ensure sustainable use of petroleum resources. Government believes the establishment of a single fund, the Natural Resource Fund or NRF, will be the most effective, efficient and transparent mechanism for achieving multiple objectives of intergenerational savings, stabilization and investing in development priorities. Minister of Finance Winston Jordan.
The fiscal rule options that have been proposed within the Green Paper are designed to achieve these objectives. Mr. Speaker, the first of these listed objectives, stabilization, is particularly important for resource-rich countries that are dependent on natural resources for two simple reasons. One, commodity prices are volatile, and two, production levels can be difficult to predict. These two factors can result in unstable revenue and, by extension, government spending, which will negatively impact the stability and scale of social programs and interventions.
Historically, in recognizing the need to both save and spend incoming oil revenues while ensuring future generations benefit, the establishment of a Sovereign Wealth Fund or SWF was proposed. However, the government, after careful examination of several factors, including the additional administrative costs of establishing two funds and examples of countries that established multiple sovereign wealth funds but failed to manage their revenues effectively, concluded that a single NRF will be most effective. According to the Green Paper, a single fund can achieve multiple objectives with a robust fiscal rule. Establishing a sovereign wealth fund is relatively complex and there can be substantial administrative costs. Economic modeling also demonstrates that with Guyana's proposed fiscal rule, known as the Economically and Fiscally Sustainable Amount Rule, a single fund will lead to economic stabilization and substantial long-term savings. This would avoid increased administrative costs that establishing multiple funds would entail. The government cited case studies of Botswana, Norway and Nigeria which show having multiple funds are no guarantee of achieving savings and stabilization objectives. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
The Ministry of Public Infrastructure notes various media reports which seek to question the process for the feasibility study for a new Demerara River Bridge. The ministry rejects and strongly condemns the misinformation campaign by the opposition leader and what amounts to unwarranted attacks by him on the integrity of dedicated public servants. MPI reiterates that lengthy procurement procedures were faithfully followed, which did not yield suitable results. Having thereafter received a proposal which satisfied the government's requirements for this project of national importance, and given the relevant time constraints, it was felt that it was in Guyana's interest to take advantage of the proposal. It is for this and other stated reasons that Cabinet's approval was sought. There is and has been an urgent need for a new bridge across the Demerara River, and government is cognizant of this and has taken every decision within the law to ensure that the realization of a new bridge is not unduly delayed. The people of Guyana deserve nothing less. Despite the unfortunate and misguided campaign by the opposition leader, this government remains committed to serving and improving the lives of the Guyanese people with utmost transparency and the highest level of accountability. The full release can be read on our website at dpi.gov.gy. Minister of Social Cohesion Dr. George Norton has reaffirmed the government's commitment to youth empowerment. He was speaking at the National Youth Awards ceremony where youths were honored for their positive contributions and achievements. Here's this report.
Minister Norton described the awardees as confident, courageous, positive and hungry for change, hence his ministry's decision to honor them for their positive contributions.
The persons and groups who are being honored tonight have been tackling some of the most crucial issues plaguing the world. And these range from education and poverty to suicide and mental health. I hereby reform my commitment to youth empowerment, and to renew my call for your support as key stakeholders in national development.
The minister noted that through the ministry's initiatives this year not only recognize the youth's importance, but they also provide outcomes to the issues they may face. Permanent Secretary Melissa Tucker told the awardees that they are proof of the capacities and contributions made to benefit the younger generation by government.
Young people have proven capabilities and are contributing to national life. Whether they work in private enterprise, public sector, or with voluntary organizations, they should be seen not only as beneficiaries or as passive recipients of support. Rather, they should be recognized in their own rights as champions, custodians, and innovators in development.
This year's award ceremony, the 4th annual one, was hosted under the theme in recognition of outstanding individuals, groups, and organizations for their work in youth development. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Public Relations and Press Officer for the Guyana Police Force, Superintendent Jairam Ramlakan, has refuted reports in some sections of the media that the 911 system is down. Ramlakan said the police force has noted that there are a number of prank and other calls which waste valuable time and resources. In this regard, the force is calling on citizens to desist from this practice. Superintendent Ramlakan has reminded that the 911 facility is there for a specific purpose and must be allowed to serve that purpose.
Daddy!
Thanks for staying with us. The Guyana Livestock Development Authority has seen increased capacity in its veterinary diagnostic lab in the area of membership for regional and international bodies. Here's more.
The GLDA's Animal Health Unit head, Dr. Colbert Bowen, said the agency's membership in the World Organization for Animal Health is critical to developing capacity.
We are a member of the OIE. In terms of regional organization, we're a member of the CARIVET organization. PANAFTOSA, which is the Pan American Foot-and-Mouth Disease Center located in Brazil, they lend support and they're responsible for coordinating activities with respect to foot-and-mouth disease in terms of diagnosis.
Dr. Bowen said that the training opportunities through its collaboration with regional and international organizations has equipped personnel with modern methods of monitoring and dealing with diseases across the livestock sector.
We've recently benefited from a training in GIS, the use of GIS in disease mapping and so forth. They render assistance in terms of training, in terms of FMD control, and I think they're ready in case of any particular foot-and-mouth disease outbreak to send personnel to guide us and to work with us in terms of dealing with a probable outbreak of FMD.
The Guyana Livestock Development Authority is an agency of the Ministry of Agriculture. Its main function is to provide support and other services to the livestock industry. Its services include, but are not limited to, veterinary artificial insemination and advisory services. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
First Lady Mrs. Sandra Granger today got a courtesy call from members of the Guyana Karate College who are preparing to depart for the International Karate Daigaku World Cup to be held in Barbados from August 16 to 19. The First Lady has urged the youngsters to give of their best and do Guyana proud. Healthcare professionals are currently involved in a workshop training them to work closely with adolescent pregnant mothers to foster safer deliveries.
The Ministry of Public Health has embarked on various initiatives to eliminate complications during teenage pregnancies. Over the next 5 days, healthcare workers will be trained to meet the needs of these young expectant mothers. Acting Director of Maternal and Child Health, Dr. Onika Scott.
Teens are among the group that would be quite frustrated, disturbed, and if you have a teen that's not relaxed during delivery or labor, then you have an increased risk of complications at pregnancy. Lamaze seeks to provide that information at the level of the health facility before the teen is ready to deliver at the hospital. It focuses on relaxation techniques. There's a lot of information on what's really happening to your body in pregnancy.
Dr. Scott said that the Lamaze Training focuses more on prenatal and neonatal care, guaranteeing safer pregnancies and deliveries among adolescent girls.
This training not only focuses on, or doesn't stop at labor and delivery, but it focuses a lot on neonatal care, how to take care of the baby, little snippets that you didn't think it was important to tell parents.
Senior physiotherapist Beverly Nelson explained that midwives can also conduct simple exercise classes for pregnant adolescents, preparing them for the birthing process.
The whole research into the Lamaze shows that once a woman is informed, educated about what to expect and what to do, she moves or she goes into labor, delivery, the pregnancy and all of that, a more confident person. All right. So our role with the exercise is preparing her physically. You know, it's like if somebody has to prepare for a marathon. All right, they have to go through training, exercise, and all of that.
The ministry has been working to ensure that there is adequate trained staff at the primary healthcare level to ensure every pregnancy is healthy and safe. The Lamaze technique, also known as the prophylactic method or simple Lamaze, started as a prepared childbirth technique popularized in the 1950s by French obstetrician Dr. Fernand Lamaze, based on his observations in the Soviet Union as an alternative to the use of medical interventions during childbirth. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
And now for some not-so-good news for sporting fans. The Guyana Amazon Warriors' unbeaten start to the Caribbean Premier League encountered a stumbling block last evening when the Barbados Tridents took the match. Here's our final report.
The Tridents posted a mammoth score of 185 with a loss of 4 wickets, the highest T20 total ever recorded at the Providence Stadium. The Warriors fell short by 30 runs, making just 155 with a loss of 8 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Overcoming a shaky start, being down 11 for 2 at the end of the first 2 overs, the Tridents made a strong comeback following a brilliant innings by Shai Hope and Steve Smith.
I'm very pleased. It was a great start to the tournament. We always wanted to get off to a great start. We didn't get off to a great start with the bat, but it's nice to see that the guys could put it together in the innings and post a pretty good total.
Hope scored 88 runs off 45 balls. Smith made 41 off 37 before losing his wicket via LBW in the 14th over to Imran Tahir, who broke the 105-run partnership between the pair. It was the man of the match, Raymond Reefer's 5-wicket haul, that ensured the Warriors' demise. They too got off to a shaky start, which stayed that way much of the innings. At the end of the 5th overs, the Warriors were 40 for the loss of 3 wickets. Reefer's bowling brilliance ruined their pursuit, taking back-to-back wickets of Luke Rangchi and Shamroy Hetmeyer. The 2 wickets placed a dent in the Warriors team, who did not intend to go down without a fight, even though they were being kept quiet by the Tridents' bowling attack. The Amazon Warriors were 130 runs for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of the 15th over. With 56 runs needed to win just off 4 overs, a desperate team began to crumble even more. A 27-run partnership between Rutherford and Chris Green came to an end by Reefer in the 19th over after Green was caught. Jason Mohammed, who replaced Green, soon followed 2 balls later, also being caught by Dwayne Smith. The next ball saw Rutherford's efforts coming to a halt after he too was caught by the wicketkeeper, rounding off Reefer's 5-wicket haul for a mere 20 runs. After the match, Hetmeyer said it was simply one of those matches where they were outplayed.
They did get the better of us, as I said, and even in the past 2 matches, I think our depth bowling was pretty good. So it's just a bad day, I would say, for us with the ball.
The Warriors' next match is on August 18, when they play the Jamaica Tallowers in Florida, in the United States of America. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Before we go, let's tell you that the government of Guyana extends condolences to the family and friends of Yogita Prasad, a former Caribbean secondary education certificate top student of the Essequibo Coast, who died suddenly in Peru. Prasad collapsed while on an outreach with a doctor she was shadowing. She was a former student of the Anna Regina Multilateral School who wrote 18 subjects and passed all with grade 1s. She also topped Region 2 when she sat the National Grade 6 assessment in 2009. She later moved to the U.S. to study and earned a bachelor's degree in biochemistry from Stony Brook University. As usual, we leave you with your bridge and weather reports and a look at the results of the CPL matches. Goodbye.
Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from the Caribbean. Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand from your number one. For me ready for the competition. You not take intimidation.